What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the right side of campus. I'm your host, the big man on campus, here back with you, breaking down a little college football today, Saturday, November 18th, 2017. It was questionable if I was ever going to do a show on Saturday, but, I'm a very nice guy and I like to talk college basketball. So it's a rainy day around here. So I figure, I know everybody's watching football and all, but I think there's plenty of value in the college basketball ranks. By the way, whoever disliked the show, I will find out who you are and I will block your fucking ass. So I'm not in the mood today. So for anyone that disliked the show, I will find out who you are and you'll get blocked. So, I try to do something nice for people and I got to deal with bullshit. So I'm not in the mood today. So you better, unlike the show or like the show. If you don't like it, don't listen. Okay. I'm not here to fucking give charity out, but I do it. So fuck off. But today we're back 24-11 on the season, all for free, 69% on the year. I'm very happy with the outcomes so far of the season, but it is only November 18th, and this is a very long season. This is a season long. It goes into April, and it's only November. So the record doesn't mean too fucking much right now. So I just urge day by day, keep doing your homework, keep trying to find those ads, and we'll keep trying to find value. So let's jump into it here. Off a 2-1 night, actually a real nice night. We had a 2-0 night, 0-1 during the day, which kind of sucked just because I did think that there were some plays that I definitely liked that I didn't move on, and I moved on the one that just was a wrong pick. So that's kind of on me. But 2-1. We hit with Dayton. That was a nice one. And then we hit with Arizona State, which that one was over pretty early. They were up 50 at one point. So that was a nice little cash as well. Probably could have went with more, but, it's slow and steady wins a race. That's how big bankrolls are stayed bank bankrolls. So, basically if you're following on units, we're basically, I don't know, up over like 12 units or so. I have to do the calculations with Juice, but yeah. So let's jump into today's action. Did have some questions on the plays that I'm on right now. Many of you know I do overnight plays several times. Actually, most. I put one or two night plays out, and there is one that I put out that I actually pulled. Oakland University was pick'em against Toledo with a healthy lineup. I liked Oakland, but with some of the injuries, Jalen Hayes is still suspended. Kendrick Nunn's out. Isaiah Brock's out. So for me, just too many injuries for Oakland. So I got off that one and I just bet Toledo to cancel it out. So, sometimes that happens in college basketball with some, plus right now teams are playing a lot of games in certain small, days. So I think they played 4 games in a week or so. So, they're definitely going to be a little bit more cognizant as far as resting people. So for me, I go ahead and got out of that one. But I am on the Murray State Racers today against Wright State. That's going to be my first play here tonight. I really like Murray State this year. I'm high on that group out of the Ohio Valley Conference. It's a good conference. Belmont's really good. Jacksonville State's a solid basketball team, but I think this is one of Murray's better teams. You look at Jonathan Stark and Terrell Miller. They had a hard-fought game against Middle Tennessee State the other night. They were up at halftime. They led most of that game and just kind of let it go late. But, I think with this team this year, this is a great spot for them. It's a small travel here up into Wright State in Ohio. I like the group that Murray State has. I mentioned some of the big players, but Demetrius Morant played real well against Middle Tennessee. The Towson transfer, Byron Hawkins, played well also. And this isn't one of the better Wright State teams. Losing Mark Allstork was kind of a hit for them. He was one of their better players last year. He moves on. And I just think this is a good spot for the Racers. I'm usually a fan of them, backing them on a Saturday night. They're usually in favorable spots, and this is one that I like them in. So I'm going to go with the Murray State Racers here. I got them +1. I believe you can still get that number. Let me double check here. I got to write the game numbers down from now on. Yeah, Murray State, 587, 588. You can actually get 1.5 if you look at the right book, but I got +1, so I'm going to rock with that. We should see a pretty solid victory from Murray State. Welcome into all the people out there listening. Please like my show, subscribe, comment after the fact. If you don't catch me live, let me know what you think. Let me know what I could do to improve the show, and stay hello. All the normal guys here, welcome in. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. What's up, Reggie? Johnny Redbeard. Thanks as always. George Young. What's up? Adam Booth. New name. Welcome in. Juwan Emiri. Welcome. Thanks. Glad you like Murray. We'll go with that one at number 1. Guys, I will go over my plays and then I'll give you out some questions and likes and leans. My next play, I'm gonna go with Long Beach State University tonight against Oregon State. I think this line is too high. I can get 12.5 with the Beach. And the Beach has not been very respected this year. They were a big underdog against San Francisco. They won that game outright. Just not sure I understand why the line makers aren't giving them any credit. I, for one, think that Long Beach is the best team in the Big West. I think they're well coached under Dan Munson. They're normally a pretty good road team overall. And Oregon State is a young, inexperienced, immature basketball team. And that's exactly what their coach said. He said in the presser after the game against Wyoming, he mentioned that they're just not very mature right now. And, they're a young team. Trace Tinkle's coming back off an injury. He's had kind of a slow start, and I just don't get this line. I think it's way too many points. I think Long Beach is a pretty tough team. I think they're going to be a tough team for a lot of teams this year. And you look at coming up. I mean, they have a real bear of a schedule coming up here after this game. I mean, you play West Virginia, Missouri, Arizona, Fresno, Stanford, basically over your next, 5 or so games. So they definitely have to kind of play well in these winnable games. And they start the season 2-0, real nice win against San Francisco, followed it up with a win against a non-Division I opponent. But, I like this team. I think they have a real solid front court with longtime forward Gabe Levin, also Barry Ogalu. He's played real well for this team. And, another team that's really taken the transfer market and done some good things with it. You bring in Brian Alberts from Gonzaga. He's been an instant contributor to this team. He dropped 18 in that game against San Francisco. And, for me, I really like this Long Beach State, not only because I think they're a good team, but they have an Albanian on their team. How can I not like them? Eden Maksuni, he plays for Long Beach State. He is from Finland, but he's got Kosovar blood in him, so I have to play an Albanian. How do I not? He had a great game in their last game also. I think he had 13 points off the bench, so how can I not play a team with an Albanian on it? But I like Long Beach. I don't get this line. I think it's way too high. I'm going to go with the 49ers and go with the Beach here, plus 12.5 against the Oregon State Beavers. Johnny Fiorenza, thank you. Appreciate it. No salute talk on here. We don't talk like that here. That's Jimmy the Bags chick. That's not mine. Take that. Salute. We have our own lingo on this show. No salute talk. That's not my stuff. Dude, I have the water. A nice big Fiji water, that natural artisan water from the islands of Fiji. I mean, what can be better on a Saturday evening, early evening, 3:13 p.m., drinking a little Fiji, talking college basketball. What are the best? By the way, if you know me, I only drink Fiji also. So that's going to be my second play here. Third play, I'm going to go with. And by the way, guys, we do have a play in motion right now. I'm on Weber State -3 against James Madison. They're up 9, 14 minutes to go. So hopefully they can keep their foot on the gas and finish this one out and give us our first winner of the day. from the Wildcats there. Uh, let's go to the third game tonight. I'm going to go with Texas-Arlington +8 against Brigham Young University. It's another line that I think is a little out of pocket, frankly. BYU's had some interesting strife this year. Eric Mika graduated, their best player from last year, and Nick Emery left the basketball team. So you have two of your better players from last year that are no longer on this team, and that hurts. I mean, Mika was a great player. Mika was a guy that really was the backbone of this program. And then you lose Nick Emery as well after, kind of a suspension booster issue. So that's concerning, especially at a BYU program that's staked in, tradition and the Mormon faith. That's kind of concerning. BYU's played pretty well this year. They're not a bad basketball team. Had a nice win against Princeton over the week last week. And, beat Mississippi Valley State, but, that's nothing to write home about. I'm real high on Texas-Arlington. I think this is the real year for the Mavericks down in the Sun Belt Conference. Last year had a really strong team. They fell to Troy in the SBC final, and they bring everyone back this year, does Scott Cross. And they have, to me, one of the more underrated players in the country, in Kevin Hervey. Hervey's a fantastic player, a guy that really can drop 25, easily. Eric Neal, a real good player as well. They only played one game this year, though, which is kind of interesting. I haven't played a game since last Saturday, so they could come out a little cold here, which is probably one of the reasons behind the line. But they're getting some good production. They're getting production from Neal and Keelan Wilson and Johnny Hamilton. Just want to see, do they have anything off the bench? It's always concerning when you have a team with limited bench production. Can they withstand foul trouble and things like that, which is tough against a team like a BYU. But I think BYU's kind of down right now on particular talent as well. They have some solid players. TJ Hall's a good player, and Elijah Bryant, Yoeli Childs, but I don't think they have a ton of depth really either. So I think this is going to be kind of a back and forth basketball game. Wouldn't be surprised to see Texas-Arlington going to get a big win here. I like the Mavericks here, so they're going to be my second or third pick here. Texas-Arlington +8. When did you put out Weber State? I put it out on my Twitter. Drew Martin's on it. What's up, Drew Martin? Looks like Drew grabbed it. A couple others have as well. So hopefully all of you guys got on it. I have 10 plays so far. I've sent them. Come on, 10 plays. It's too many. You're betting too many games. You shouldn't be using the word salute. Yeah, that's a little too high. I don't think they'll score 105 this game, Luke, but I think this is a close game. I think getting 8 points is favorable here with UT Arlington, who's a team that can really score the basketball. So I'll take a shot here. Limited depth for both sides. I think it's a close game. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Providence, Washington, that does a closer game than 8 points, and it ended up being too many. So we'll try that. Other than that, I have some thoughts on games. Whether I'm going to play them, the one's at 7:30, so I'm kind of just waiting on it. But I'm definitely losing line value. I had 135 in the Sacred Heart St. Peter's game. This is one that I'm real close to moving on. Sacred Heart's a team out of the Northeastern Conference that's not a particularly explosive team. Have a decent front court, Joseph Lopez, but limited guard play for them. They're facing a St. Peter's team who I think is going to have trouble all year scoring the ball. I just think 134.5 is a little too high. I could have got 135 earlier, and now it's down to 134. So definitely kind of losing some value there. I'll probably just pass on that one, but I could see that one surely played, in the 60s, maybe like a 65-56 type of game, something like that. I may consider still moving on it. I don't know that it'll get to like 130 even. So Sacred Heart St. Peter's is one that I considered. Pretty interesting game down in Maryland tonight between Maryland and Bucknell. Bucknell's had a real tough start to the season. I mean, but you look at the schedule; it's not been easy. I mean, at Monmouth, at Arkansas, at North Carolina. Now you're up at Maryland. Four real tough games to start the season. They're going to start the season 0-4, and this is the problem with heavy loaded scheduling early on. I mean, you put your team in tough predicaments because you're playing games that are unlikely you're going to win, and you set yourself up for an O for early in the season. But I don't take anything away from Bucknell. I still think they'll roll through the Patriot League. They'll make the tournament, and they'll be a team that'll be tough. And this is going to give them really good experience for the tournament. I like the scheduling here by Bucknell. And, they have some interesting players here. I mean, Zach Thomas, he's from Maryland. They're a star forward. He's dropped 26 and 10 this year, shooting 52% from three. Nana Fallon for Bucknell. Stephen Brown, great point guard. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go in and give Maryland a little bit of a game here. The Terps are a good Big Ten team. I'm not sure how good they are. They do have a ton of depth on this team. They're well coached. Turgeon always does a really good job. The concern I have with Bucknell is they've really struggled from the foul line. They're only shooting 54.7%. That is not good enough. That is dreadful, really. So that's one reason kind of keep me off Bucknell. When you're taking a dog, a +12, a +14 on the road against a team like Maryland, you got to be able to make some free throws. That's pretty important. That'll keep you in games. And, frankly, I was really impressed what I saw from Maryland against Butler. That was really impressive. Anthony Cowan was great. Deion Wiley played well. They have a lot of depth down there. And, you look at that game against Butler. I mean, Yvonne Bender, Jared Nickens, Tchaikovsky didn't play a ton. So it shows you how deep they are. If I'm getting 22 like I was the other night with Bucknell against UNC, for me, I'll take that. But it's just too much. As far as why there's no total posted, this is an added game, so they won't be posted until probably around an hour before tip. This is to go along with some of the Seton Halls, the LAU Brooklyn game. Those three are all added games, so they're not posted until about an hour before game time. So that's why that is. Let's get to some questions here, and I will recap at the end on what I'm on. What's up, John? John, hopefully you're not going to throw out your crap from yesterday, John. You were a little out of line yesterday with your comments, but we'll give you a pass on that. I checked Twitter and saw the Weber State. I must have been sleeping. Yeah, you must have been. Wake up, George Young. Bucknell's a good team. All these small teams must play the big conferences. Yeah, it's going to give them good experience later in the year. They're going to make the tournament. It's going to give them, kind of the big game experience, in August. I know it wasn't a pick yesterday, but Stanford on your analysis cashed. Yeah, a lot of my analysis have cashed on these shows. A lot of these, I think I mentioned Drake was a play last night. I would have played, and there were a ton. I mean, but you can't play every game. San Diego State, I'm pretty sure they rolled, if I'm correct. That was one I was, I actually am pretty annoyed that I didn't play that. I was actually at the barbershop, and I thought that game started later. I thought the game was at like 11 and then ended up being at 9, or 10, I think. So I missed out on it, but the Aztecs won by 31, which is irritating. I liked Oregon too. I mean, look, if you played every lean, I mean, you could do real well or you could do real poor. So it is what it is. Seton Hall seems like a lot of points against a good NJIT team. Yeah, that were my thoughts as well. I mean, NJIT is a pretty decent Atlantic Sun team, but the problem with NJIT is, I mean, they're good in the Atlantic Sun, but it's questionable how good they are against, a Seton Hall team. Seton Hall, though, is a team that, you would think they'd take it easy against their in-state rivals here. Not rivals, but in-state opponents. NJIT's from Newark. They're from, right outside of Newark. So you would think they'd take it easy. And look, at the end of the day, NGIT has 4 double-digit scores. Anthony Tark's a good player. DeAndre Wilson, Shaquan Gibbs, Abdul Lewis. I mean, they're a decent team. The problem I have here is they're not a good rebounding team, which is concerning. Though Abdul Lewis could, I think, not totally shut down Angel Delgado, but I think he can hang, let's say. But yeah, I think 30 is too much. I don't know that Seton Hall's coach will, run the score up in this game. And do I think it was like last night? I mentioned like the Duke game. I was considering playing the Southern plus all those points. It's just a question of, does the team run the score up? Um, Florida did the other night. Kevin Willard, will he? I don't know. It's questionable. What I'm going to do, I want to take a look at how they faced against some teams last year. NGIT played Purdue last year, lost by 11. Not bad. Played Minnesota, lost by 16. Played Temple, lost by 5. Yeah, I would lean that way, Matt. I would definitely lean that way. Sure. Because I do think NGIT is an okay team. Where else are we at here? And I'm going to hit everyone here. Drew Martin, what's up, man? Drew Martin and I will be on a little bit later on SBR, about 5 o'clock, talking college football night games. So I urge you guys to check out that a little bit later. Is Drake any good? That's my last name. They beat Wake. Well, Wake's not very good. So the fact that they beat Wake isn't surprising. They're okay. I mean, they have pretty good ball handlers, good coach, new coach, Nico Medved from Furman. So, yeah, I think the future's bright. But, hey, look, the Missouri Valley's wide open. Who knows? Wichita's gone. Small stake on Quinnipiac. I don't even know who the Bobcats have today. I didn't even look at that game. Who do they have today? Well, they're playing live, and they're getting crushed. So I hope you don't have that game, dude. They're down 22 at half. So, sorry. No, I do blame you for that. I probably wouldn't have done that, especially with Wake off such a bad loss. Quinnipiac blows. Youngstown State, Canisius. I would probably go over in that game. Youngstown's a great scoring team. Canisius doesn't stop anyone. You should see a game in the 80s for both those teams. I would lean over, but I think the total's up at 180. I mean, that's too high. The only team that should be at 178 is Citadel. I wouldn't be getting involved with that game. Do I like Drexel? I like Drexel. I don't like them today, though. It's a close one for me. I think Mercer will win by double digits, but Drexel's they're a gutsy little team. Sammy Mojica, well coached under Zach Spiker. Look what they did yesterday against Houston. Impressive stuff. I think Mercer. I would be on Mercer. Mercer has 5 seniors on their team. Drexel, I think, will be kind of in over their head in this game. They had a big win yesterday, but it's unlikely they'll go in and beat Mercer. Mercer's an old, experienced basketball team. I think Mercer lays the brooms out here and pounds Drexel. I might put a small stake on that game. It's not going to be a full unit, but I'll probably get on Mercer in some level at that game. Drexel, I think they were pretty lucky yesterday. I don't think they'll be so lucky. And Mercer beat a really decent Liberty team yesterday. Liberty would beat Drexel, I think. So yeah, I would lean with the Mercer Bears there. One place I wouldn't lean with the Mercer Bears, where I did today, was against Alabama, and they let me down, unfortunately. I took them plus 49.5. They lost by 56. So what are you going to do? College football's been tough over the last several weeks for me. Oregon rolled. Yeah, they did. Drake, Colorado's Drake. Yeah, I just mentioned Drake's pretty good. Big man, I got blocked in SBR. I was joking about Bitcoin, and I can't get back on. I tried to change my YouTube, but I wasn't able to do it. Can you ask the night show guy to unblock me? Yeah, well, you can't talk. You don't want to talk about Bitcoin with Gabe Morency, but yeah, I'll see if I can get you unblocked, man. Get at me on Twitter and give me your name on there. You're on this show, but you're not unblocked. You're blocked. You're not blocked on this show. Okay, I'll take a look. I'll see what we can do for you. What are your thoughts on Northern Kentucky? I'm pretty confident they win tonight. I'm not. I like Iona's guards. They're awesome. Um, I like Northern Kentucky there too, so it's kind of tough for me to pick. It's kind of a coin flippy game. I think Drew Holland should have a big game here, so that's kind of something that you should be able to hang your hat on. But you know what? You know what's interesting about the limited bigs that Iona have. I mean, Weber State had really good bigs last night, and they struggled against Iona. So you know, if they can get you into foul trouble, anything can happen. And their guard plays really good, but yeah, I would lean with John Brennan's team there. Thoughts? Yeah, I don't really bet La Liga there, so I can't really help you with Barcelona. I kind of just hang on with Premier League for the most part right now. Thoughts on IPFW UIC? UIC's a young team. They can't close games out, which is pretty irritating. I'm not in love with laying points with this group. Laying a point and a half or 2 points, okay, but you're laying 6 here. They got to win. Kind of going away. I'm not really interested. But IPFW didn't play a ton of defense. I actually lean Mastodons here personally. I'm not big into this. I like UIC, but I don't like laying this amount of points with them either. So for me, I would avoid that game. Donnie and Ryan having a good convo on Twitter. Well, yeah, because Donnie's. I mean, he's calling the kettle black, basically. I mean, he's whining about Michigan's schedule, but he doesn't want to adhere and admit that Miami doesn't play anyone. And listen, Ryan's pissed off right now. He's a Michigan fan. The season's not going well for that group. They've had terrible quarterback play. I don't blame Ryan. He's not happy right now. He sees it. It tees him off. It's just how it goes. Both those guys are passionate guys. So, I mean, Donnie's difficult to argue with. So, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, and you got to give some respect to the Hurricanes, which many of you know I love them. I think they're fantastic. They took it to Virginia in the second half. They pounded them 30-7 in the second half. That's a mark of a good football team. So Ryan's just unhappy. That's just how it is right now. He's not happy about Michigan. Bob Ulos, see ya. Yeah, I'm not dealing with you. We dealt with you on SBR and we got rid of you. So you're out of here. Have a good night. See, I don't even fuck around on this channel. If I see your name and I've dealt with you before, you're out. Do you like this year's Gonzaga team? They lost a lot. Yeah, I do like them, but unfortunately, that's the problem. Zach Collins left too early to go to the NBA, and that was a bad idea because while he was very good in the tournament, I don't think he was ready to go to the NBA. And he's seen that. I mean, he's got limited playing time. And, I mean, it's hard to really gauge Gonzaga right now. I mean, they've played Texas Southern and Howard, which, are MEAC and SWAC teams. So that's not much. But I do like them. I think Melson and John Williams are really good. I like Tilly. I love Rui Hachimura. He's one of my favorite players that no one knows about. So, yeah, I'm very high on Gonzaga, but I don't think they're better than St. Mary's. La Tech, no opinion. Take it easy on the military schools. I don't ever talk bad about the military schools. Any value on the NC championship outrights? Not sure what are you talking about football or basketball? I'm guessing you're talking basketball. Yeah, I've made a couple already. I'm on Kansas, Duke, Miami, and Wichita. Duke I made it 10-1 though. That was before Marvin Bagley committed. He's mad because I mentioned what they don't. They suck. They play no defense, Citadel. What do you want me to do? Who does Florida State play today? They played Delaware State. The game was called early. What happened to Tottenham this morning? Didn't play well. Arsenal had a great game. Shout out to the Gunners. Good game. Good for their fans. They deserve it. And I want to make perfectly clear, guys, I don't hate Arsenal as a club. I hate their coach and I hate their ownership. I don't think their fans deserve it. I think they're some of the best soccer fans in the world. And I do like their team. I just don't like their manager. And I think he puts them in bad situations. Any thoughts on St. Joe's with Lamar Kimball out? Yeah, that's hurts. I mean, I was real high on them this year. It's a shame that Lamar's out. I've watched him play in high school at Newman. He's a Philadelphia kid. It's tough. I mean, they're at home though, back at home here. First home game for the Hawks. I'll actually be at the St. Joe's game next week, which I'm pretty excited to get down to Hawk Hill and watch some hoops next week against Bucknell on Wednesday. Actually, not this week, but next after the holidays. I could have sworn it was this week, but it's next week. I'm excited to go watch them play Bucknell. So, yeah, I mean, it sucks. I mean, I really like them this year with Kimball and Demery and Charlie Brown and Shavar Newkirk. They'll be okay. In this game, it's a close one, but I would go with Joe's at home. Princeton's solid, but they're not as good as St. Joe's. Zach Collins should stay another year. Agreed. Um, he thinks he's always right when he's not. Who are you talking about by direct? You talking about me? I'm not sure what you're talking about because you came in here and haven't said anything. You just said that. So if you have something to say by direct, go ahead and say it. Don't run and hide like a fucking baby. What do you have to say? 30 unanswered points by me. Yeah, that was great. Big man, love your show. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Thank you for listening to me. Zach Collins. Yep, another one. What are your thoughts on Princeton this year? I liked them, but I don't really like them this year because the Ivy League goes through, to me, Harvard, Penn. I like Princeton, but I don't like them today. What do you think of Nova so far? I mean, what is there to really know about them? I mean, they've played Columbia and you know Connecticut School for the Blind and Lafayette and you know Nicholls State. I mean, it's impressive that they're winning like that, but you'll find out more about them coming up. I mean, we got St. Joe's on the horizon. They play Penn, Western Kentucky. I'm actually I'm trying to decide what game to go to because I have Temple season tickets, so I'll see Villanova at Temple on the 13th. But I don't know. I got to find a good Villanova game to go to this year. I'll probably go to the Creighton game or the Providence game. We'll see. If you're in the Philly area and you want to go to a high school or a college game with me, let me know. I'm always at college games. It's interesting when you give out free picks to cash more times than not, and people still ask what happened in that game. Yeah, I don't ask. I don't really care what they think. I don't have to give these picks out. You should have been killing it, big man. Love your shows. Thanks, Jaron. Appreciate it, man. Um, what's up, Johnny? I took Nevada first half, says Guan White. I didn't even look at the Wolfpack today. Who do they even play, Nevada? Some of these games I didn't get to. Yeah, you have to send the game number. Oh, be Pacific. Yeah, that's a pretty good play. I like Pacific. I like Damon Stoudemire's future there, but they should be able to handle Pacific early in that game. Little update: Weber still up 9, so hopefully they can just keep their foot on the gas. No stupid crap at the end here. Do I ever go to California? Yes, I do. I've been to California 4 or 5 times. One of my good friends from high school lives in Hollywood, so he used to go to SDSU. So I've been out to many SDSU games. Yeah, I've been to California many times. Great place. I'll probably get out there soon. With my diet, I'm kind of just trying to focus on that right now. And once that's done, and I lose the weight, and I get feeling good, I'll definitely be out there. But yeah, I spent many nights out in San Diego. Great place. Would I lay 10 with Vermont? Uh, that was close for me. I actually kind of like Coastal Carolina. Cliff Ellis is a really good coach. It's basically a home game for Coastal Carolina. He plays a good zone that's always pretty effective. But I'm a Vermont guy, so it's close. It was close for me. But pass. Um, we'll go about 5 or 10 more minutes here. Just got to text someone here. Come to Monterey. We can go to Pebble Beach. I don't golf, but yeah, dude, I'll meet up with anybody. I'm always around. And like I said, if anyone's in the area and you want to come to a Temple game or something, get in touch. We can definitely go. Uh, Thank you for Wyoming plus 7.5. Yeah, that was a great pick, wasn't it? Won that game outright. Awesome stuff. Do I like NBA games tonight? No, not really. I'll be watching the Sixers, but I'm not. I'm not probably betting anything. Any thoughts on Nevada Pacific? Yeah, I mentioned that. I actually like the first half. Guan's bet. I think that's a pretty good bet. We'll go for about 5 more minutes here, and then we'll wrap it up. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Just to kind of confirm what I'm on. I was on Oakland. I did get out of that game. I bet the other side. Too many injuries for Oakland, so that's basically cancel out game. The games I'm on tonight: Long Beach State plus 12.5, Texas-Arlington plus 8.5, and I'm on Murray State plus 1. So 3 dogs tonight. Hopefully they can rough get the job done. That was a lame. That was a lame dog, but all good. Any more questions here? Do you majority bet NCAA? Yeah, I do. Go Flames. What are we talking? Hockey here? Props to you for being on your health. Yeah. I mean, for many years, I can't say I've neglected it, but I don't have a wife. I don't have anyone to really cook for me. When I was a kid, my mother cooked like great for me, but I live alone now, so it's like it's easier to get stuff delivered or kind of just chill out and not not go out and work out and stuff. But I'm really just taking it day by day, trying to drink more water and not eat so much greasy stuff, no bread, not eating late at night. I'm just trying to first of all change the ways I do things, and then I'll get into really going hard at diets and exercise and things like that. But for someone like me, cutting out soda totally, not eating so much white bread, eating brown rice instead of white, just little things, putting, lemon in my water, a lot of that kind of stuff. And, because when you lose weight, it's not about losing the weight. People can lose weight. It's about the long term getting your body into the whole, I can lose weight and I'm going to keep the weight off. That's a lot of people can't do that. And I actually am a step ahead because I haven't drank in many years. I don't smoke. I've never done drugs. I don't eat fast food at all. I can't remember the last time I ate, that kind of stuff. I don't eat Burger King or McDonald's. Last time I ate that, I think it was in high school probably. The only fast food I really ate on a month or two basis was like Chick-fil-A, but that was pretty rare even. So, for me, my fast food now is like sushi, or maybe like a burger, a non-greasy burger, maybe without the bun, that kind of stuff. So no fries, baking things instead of frying them, that kind of stuff. Um, so yeah. Thoughts on George Mason tonight? I don't have much opinion on George Mason. I kind of want to say that's going to be a high scoring game. George Mason's got pretty good guard play, and Northridge is an over machine. When you can get Northridge in totals that low, I think you always have to take a look. That might be one that I'm considering. Northridge doesn't play any defense, and they do a great job defending. So, that's definitely that's something awesome. Put apple cider vinegar in your water. That's great for L pound. Oh, good to know. I usually do lemon, but I'll make that. I'll do that. Is Murray your favorite play? They're all. I like all three the same. Um, who will the books handle? How will they handle this delayed game? I would imagine they'll just keep. I mean, unless it gets dark, and they don't want to finish it. I don't know. But if it's canceled, they'll give the money back, which I'm hoping they do because I took Rutgers and they look terrible. I dropped 30 pounds in a month by dropping red meat. Yeah, red meat's bad for you. My father doesn't eat red meat at all anymore. Also, guys, we'll stay on for about 5 more minutes here. If you have any questions, anything, any sports question, feel free to ask. It doesn't have to necessarily be about basketball. I'll do an open call on questions here. I know people have questions sometimes they want to ask about my experience or something. So feel free to ask. Let's take a look at something here. All right, perfect. Boom. Weber stayed up 11, 2 minutes to go. Come on, boys. Finish it out. I want to stay on until this game's over just because I'm superstitious. So let's finish this out. Come on, boys. Come on, Weber State. Let's fucking finish. Look at little college football scores here. Where are we at here? A lot of games have finished. Citadel loses 61-0. Florida State absolutely murders Delaware State 77-6. So here, they finally win a game. The Florida State, they finally win. Michigan does not cover. That game stays under, which I liked. TCU covers, had that on the morning show. Miami, that's weird. Miami, the score on the Yahoo app or Google app had Miami winning 44-28. Not sure what happened there. I was totally wrong on that score. UCF pounds Temple. Texas beats West Virginia. No surprise there. Will Greer went out. Interesting. A lot of interesting games here. All right, let's go through these questions. Let's bang them out. Yeah, no problem, man. How often do you do these videos? I do them every day at 5 o'clock on the week, and I'll do 3 o'clock probably on Saturday and Sunday. I'll do one tomorrow as well. Weekends are up in the air, probably 3 o'clock, but we'll see. But every day during the week at 5. Drop red meat. Make sure to take probiotics. Thanks, YYC. YYC, feel free to send me any dog tips you have like that, or anybody. Send any of them. Unless you eat salads. Okay, got you. Have I ever had a bad experience with bookies? My dad's been an athlete. Yeah, I've had many of the experiences with bookies. I mean, in South Philly, where I've bet for many years, I mean, you deal with these kids that think they're bookies and they don't have money to pay you, or I've gotten patched. I mean, everybody gets patched, but you live and learn. You just don't deal with people. Meeting people that are good people is the biggest thing in our business for a lot of us, because we don't have the ability to go bet at a casino or something. So it's all about relationships, finding people to build trust with, finding guys that are good people. They might not be the best books or whatever, but having the ability to bet with somebody good is important. But yeah, I've had problems before. How'd you come to figure out your niche sport? I've always loved basketball since I was a kid. I've always been a basketball guy. I just love it. And for me, most sports, like other than soccer and basketball, I could live without. Like if someone said to me, like, "Hey, football's gone tomorrow," it would suck. I mean, I'd miss the Eagles, but it wouldn't be the end of the world for me. I wouldn't really care. It's a bettable thing. Football's fun. I love college football. It's enjoyable. But if it went away, I wouldn't like cry and whine. I mean, and I love college basketball. I could sit and watch it all day. So I've really given my life to finding out as much as I can about it. Colorado State comes out throwing against the worst rush defense in the country. What is Bobo thinking? And I don't know. What are most of these kids thinking and coaches thinking? Memphis is delayed. Yep, I actually bought out of that over. I thought weather would be a problem in that game. Yeah, cool. Monroe cash, team total under. Yeah, that was a tough one because they scored real quick. What's your thoughts on Elon? I don't have an opinion on that game. If you had to pick, will KU make the Final Four? Kansas University? Yeah, I do think they make the Final Four. Yeah. I've actually mentioned I thought that already. I have them to win the final at 14-1. Big man, super sharp on basketball. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Minor basketball and NBA, but just due to my background in baseball and basketball, too many teams in college. Yeah, well, that's why I'm here. Eat more chicken. I do. Thank you, Donald. Any picks tonight? I actually be on with Drew Martin at 5 o'clock, so we'll talk more about college football at that time. Yeah, so appreciate everyone tuning in today. That's going to be it for me. Been on for about 48 minutes. We'll go with 3 plays tonight. We'll go with, by the way, did the Weber State Wildcats finish that game out? No, it's not over yet. It's a 9-point game with 1:40 to go. So I'm going to just stay on to the end of this game, but I'm going to recap my players one more time. I'm on Arlington plus 8.5. I'm on Long Beach State plus 12.5, and I'm on Murray State plus 1. Those are the 3 plays. I'm not repeating them again. If you have to, listen over. What are the chances sports betting comes to AC? Very good. I expect by next summer we'll have it, which is huge because many of you may know or don't know, I have a shore house in New Jersey, so I can see Atlantic City from my balcony. It's 20 minutes away, so I spend every night in Atlantic City. So it's like my second home. I love it. It's a beautiful town. It's one of my favorite. I've actually looked at real estate recently to buy there. I love that area. I love that part of the world. So I'm very excited. I hope it gets passed. The city needs it badly. The state needs it badly, and it'll attract so much to the town. So I'm really hoping it gets passed, but I actually believe it will. I think it's kind of in the processes here. It's it's going to happen. So I would say 70-30. Means there's still a possibility that it doesn't, but I think now or never. Let's check in with Weber State here. I think there's like 20 seconds left, and they're up 8. So I've seen crazier things in college. Uh, I'll tell you what, I'm probably going to put a little play in on that NJIT game. Citadel might get a win today. Good for them. All right, Weber State's up 8 with 11 seconds to go. Come on, let's fucking go. Good shit, Weber State. Boom. 20 fucking 5 and 11, motherfuckers. Fuck with me if you fucking want, bitches. Good shit. Winner, winner, chicken fucking dinner, Weber State. Let's fucking go. With your calorie intake, stay active. If you want to take it to the next level, eat whole foods, lean meats. Yeah, I'll be good. I'm good so far. Yep, yep. I know. MGM's getting built at the Borgata. That's great. Am I still betting soccer? Yeah, I'm betting soccer. I do a show every week on SBR. It's called Premier League Punters on SBR. That's where all my plays are. Uh, what's the best time to go to the shore? Uh, May till September. But it's kind of cool in the winter also. But that's it, guys. I'm out. I'll be on at 5 o'clock with Drew on SBR. We'll talk college football. We're 1-0 today, baby. Weber State, lock it up. Everyone have a nice night. I'll be back tomorrow for more college basketball. And that fucking little prick that disliked the show, I will find you, whoever you are, and you'll be blocked. So have a nice night, buddy. All right, guys. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Let's get to 3 tonight and go 4-0, and let's keep rocking. Have a nice night. Bye-bye.